Hey y'all, it's Jenna. So today I wanted to quickly show y'all what I do for my everyday makeup routine and some of the things that I like to use on a daily basis. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started, and I'm just going to tie off half of my hair so it's kind of out of the way. And I got this Avocado Honey Rich Water Balm in my Ipsy bag, and I've been really liking it. So I'm just going to moisturize my face with that. And then I'm gonna let that sit for just a few minutes, and while that kind of soaks into my skin, I'm going to fill in my eyebrows. I'm gonna be using the Benefit Ka-Brow, and this is in the shade 3. And I just take a mirror. Use that to get up close. I'm gonna underline the bottom and then go over the top and then kind of fill in from the tail end of my brow, bring it all the way up to the front. And then I'm just gonna take a spoolie and kind of blend that as best as possible. And then I'm gonna do the other eyebrow and then come back to y'all. All right, so I've got both my eyebrows filled in. They do look a little bit messy right now, but don't worry, we're gonna clean them up. So now I'm gonna take the Becca Velvet Blurring Primer, and I'm just gonna prime my face before I put on any foundation. I'm just gonna take a small pump of that and kind of just blend it on. And then I'm gonna take this is actually the Anastasia Liquid Glow, and this is in the shade Perla. This is one of my favorite liquid highlights, but I just have it in the Becca little tube, and I'm just gonna put a few stripes on my face. And the reason I do this is because it kind of helps my foundation to look a little bit more like dewy and glowy, and I like that because my skin tends to be a little bit more dry in the winter. So then I'm going to take the e.l.f. BB cream, and this is in the lightest shade they have, I'm pretty sure, but it doesn't have it on here. And I'm just going to put a few dots of that on my face. I have been really liking this BB cream because it makes my skin feel smooth and it makes it look soft and doesn't feel heavy throughout the day. It also kind of just sits on my skin. It doesn't really go into the creases. And the reason why I like to do my eyebrows within the first few steps of my makeup is so that way kind of throughout the process of me doing it, kind of tones them down a little bit, because I know that y'all saw they were really dark. It used to match my hair a little bit better when I had less blonde in it. So now that I've kind of got that all blended out, you can see that it is pretty glowy and things like that, which I really prefer that. Then I'm just going to take the CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous, and this is in the shade, I know this is my medium one. And I'm just gonna dot under my eyes and on my chin, my nose, and just a few on my forehead. Then I'm going to take this sponge, and this is just a Target one, and just blend that out. The reason why I really like this concealer is because it's a really lightweight concealer and it does a great job of brightening, and it's not heavy or like thick. It's more of a thin consistency, which I prefer. I don't like any heavy to full coverage things like that. I don't really care for that. So I'm gonna take this Kate London transparent powder and I'm going to set my under eyes with that. I also got this in my Ipsy bag and I've used it quite a few times and I have been really liking it. Really just gonna set anywhere that gets really shiny or that is really creasy. I'm gonna take the rest of whatever powder is in here and just kind of swirl that everywhere else. So while that is kind of sitting along my under eyes, I'm just gonna kind of bronze my face a little bit. So I'm gonna be using the Physicians Formula Butter Bronze, and this is in the shade Sunkissed. I self-tan quite often, so usually my face is a pretty different color than the rest of my body because I try not to tan my face. And then with the same brush, I'm just gonna wipe off that powder that I was using to set. I don't like to let that powder sit on my face very long just because I don't want it to be like really creasy or anything like that. I don't want it to make my face look powdery. So then I'm gonna take a angled brush, and all my brushes are from Real Techniques. I'm just gonna bronze up my nose a little bit. And then I'm gonna take this blush, and this is from this brand Doocy. I don't really know how to say that. If you know how to say it, leave a comment down below. But this is in the shade RSVP, and it's a really pretty like dusty rose color. It does have some sparkles in it. I'm just gonna put that right on my cheeks. I'm gonna dab a little bit on my nose, my forehead, and a little bit on my chin, just so I kind of have some color everywhere on my face. And after that, I'm going to take, where is it? There it is. I'm gonna go back in with that liquid highlight and put a few dots along the high points of my cheeks and my brow bone. I'm gonna do a little boop on my nose, my cupid's bow, and in my inner corners. The same brush that I had this setting powder on, I'm going to blend that out. Then I'm also gonna go in with, this is also from the same brand as the transparent powder that I have. So it's the Kate London, and this is in the shade Moon Dust. This is just a powder highlight. I'm just gonna go over that liquid I just put on there. And then I'm going to take a spoolie that has a piece of hair on it. And I'm gonna comb out my eyelashes and my eyebrows. And I'm gonna curl my eyelashes. This is a eyelash curler from the brand Revlon, and I've had this eyelash curler since I was in middle school, and I love it. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to use the They're Real Tinted Primer, and this is in the shade Brown, and I'm just gonna use this to set my eyebrows. I do this step very last just because I don't want my eyebrows to look powdery. And then I use a few different mascaras that I'm going to quickly talk about. So I've got a couple drugstore favorites and I've got a couple professional favorites. So the one that I use probably all the time is the Voluminous Superstar, and this is from L'Oreal, I think it is. And I actually don't like the mascara that's in it. So there's a mascara and a primer. The mascara that's in it tends to leave black smudges under my eyes throughout the day, so I really just use that primer. And then my other two favorite drugstores are the Maybelline Illegal Length and the Maybelline Lash Stiletto. And they both have a pretty similar formula and they both have pretty similar brushes, but I just feel like both of them together are even better. So that's kind of what the brushes look like. They have short bristles, which are really good for separating my eyelashes and kind of making them look long. And then the two favorite mascaras that I have that are more on the high end side of the spectrum are the Benefit They're Real and then the Tarte Tartist mascara, and they both kind of have similar wands too. They both have really short, hard bristles. The only difference is between these is that the Benefit mascara wand has like a rounded cone edge that does have bristles there too, which is really good for kind of getting on the inner corners or the very outer corners of your eyes. So I always start with the primer from this mascara and then I kind of just mix them all together. So I'm going to do that and then come right back. So once I have finished all my mascara, I'm just going to take a dry Q-tip and dab at any places that I may or may not have gotten mascara on. And then the very last thing I do is I just take either like a chapstick or a lip gloss or a lipstick or something and just rub it on my lips. This is the Pixi by Petra, and this is in the shade Honey Sheen, and this is actually a lip plumper, but I don't really feel like it does a whole lot. I just like it because it's a really pretty gloss, and I don't like the look of like foundation lips. So that's why I go in very last just to kind of wipe off any foundation or anything that got on my lips throughout the process. And that is that. So this is my everyday makeup routine. I typically do not wear eyeshadow unless it's for a special occasion or I'm going out. But if y'all have any questions about any of the products that I've been using today, or if you would like more in-depth detail on my mascara or my eyebrows, just feel free to leave a comment down below. And well, I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye!